Hello and welcome. In this video I'd like to take you along on my recent mission trip to Ukraine. Let's go! With this plane I flew from Dortmund, Germany to Lviv, Ukraine. The flight took about 2 hours. When I arrived there, a few of my good friends were able to pick me up and bring me to the Bible school where I served and stayed for the next 10 days. Now, Ukraine is a country of contrasts. On one hand, you can see beautiful buildings, old theaters, famous national authors, statues, and nice things. On the other hand, you see many run-down buildings. You see very old vehicles that are still used for public transportation. This, by the way, is a Ukrainian pharmacy. Now, during my stay in May 2021, it was still mandatory to wear masks in public transportation and in stores. But still, we had a lot of freedom, for example, to fellowship in the classroom. On Saturday, I gave a first seminar for various young missionary teams from different churches. We learned about different aspects of mission. On Sunday then, I visited our former church in Lviv. I saw many good old friends again. They had invited me to preach, and I was able to speak Ukrainian most of the time. It was a good time of seeing the church again. On Monday, the class that I had come to teach started. The subject of the class was cross-cultural communications. So we learned, for example, about how culture works, how experiences shape our understanding and evaluation. We learned about culture shock and many other aspects of international mission work. Now, since the class was all day from the morning till evening, I tried to mix it up a little bit. And we had group discussions, we had missionaries visit, and we had this culture simulation game that you're seeing here. In this game, we tried to experience what it would be like to be in another culture, and then we discussed this experience. Of course, they also had to write a final exam at the end of the class. Here you can see most of the students in the class. Especially exciting was to me that these 4 students went on several month-long mission trips pretty much the week right after the class. This student plans to serve in the Islamic world in the future. My impression was that they were all able to learn a lot from this class, and I'd like to give 2 voices to you from the students now.
Сьогодні останній день сесії міжкультурна комунікація. Ми мали дуже крутий час з дуже крутим викладачем. І одна річ, яку я зміг побачити, це те, що різноманітність народів, те, що в світі є так багато культур, це виключно Божий задум. І на це є Божа воля, і в цьому Божий дизайн, що всі люди ми різні, хоча ми об'єднані Божою любов'ю до нас, але ми всі різні, у нас всіх є різні контексти, з якими маємо працювати. І в цьому є дуже велика цінність для нас, тому що ми як місіонери, ми повинні пристосовуватись, контекстуалізуватися до тих умов, до тієї культури, в яку ми їдемо працювати. І ми повинні дивитися на кожну культуру з Божої точки зору, з такої точки зору, що ця культура, вона є створена Богом, і що Бог так само любить, наприклад, німців, індійців і непальців, так само, як нас, українців. Тому дякую.
Проходячи курс міжкультурної комунікації, Бог, правда, говорив до мене конкретно, і я зрозуміла, наскільки важливо приймати людей, оскільки кожен з нас є створений Богом, кожен несе в собі образ Божий і кожен важливий для нього. Тому ми, як люди, які хочемо доносити Євангеліє, які хочемо будувати відносини, нам потрібно вміти приймати людей і не формувати у них свою культуру, а досліджувати, вивчати і розуміти їхню культуру. Все? Чи ще?
Alright, let me show you some of the meals next. In Ukraine, it is not necessarily unusual to be served 3 warm meals per day if you stay at a Bible school or, let's say, at a summer camp. That may be a little bit more work, but it's not more expensive necessarily. Besides preaching and teaching, I was very glad that I was also able to reconnect with many old good friends in Ukraine. But after 10 days, it was time to go back home, and so I took a COVID test that was negative, and then they let me fly back home to Germany. I was happy to find out that I wouldn't have to be quarantined. They had changed that law during my stay in Ukraine. If you'd like to find out more about our mission agency Contact Mission, you can go to gokmusa.org. You will find various ways of praying for missions, as well as supporting missions through giving, either online or by sending a check to this address at Humboldt, Tennessee. We greatly appreciate your partnering with us in reaching the lost on the least Christian continent. Thank you.